Hello, welcome back to the channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews, playthroughs, unboxings. We generally like to talk a load of bollocks about tabletop gaming in general, and in this video we're going to be continuing our rundown of our revised top 50 dexterity games of all time. We did do this video a little while ago, but so many decent dexterity games have been released subsequently that we thought we'd do a revised list, whether you like it or not. So let's stop fucking about, let's crack on with this list. So number 40 on this list is a very popular, very small game by Acabar. It's Rhino Hero. In this game, it will see you take roof cards and wall cards, and you'll be stacking them on top of each other. On the roof cards, you will have a symbol that will tell you what to do. You might have to miss a turn. You might have to stack another roof tile on top of another roof tile. You may have to move Rhino Hero, which can be quite precarious, and if you knock over the tower when you're doing so, or when you place a roof card or a wall card, then you will lose the game, right? This is a very, very simple dexterity game, very popular with my kids. They throw the rules out the window and they just try and see how high they can build the tower, yeah? So if you're in the market for a very cheap and very cheerful dexterity game, you can't go far wrong with Rhino Hero. So number 39 on this list is a game called Dimension. You'll have a frame and some different coloured balls, and you will flip over a card and it will tell you different things like how you should stack the balls. You might have to place orange balls next to orange balls. You may not be allowed to place black balls against blue balls. You get the idea, right? This is quite an abstract game, but it's also quite a very thinky game. It's also a game that I am completely crap at. It does suit a certain type of person, somebody who has got a brain inside their skull. Sadly, that isn't me, but I still enjoy playing this game. Even though I'm rubbish at it, it does get those old cogs whirring in your mind, right? So yeah, Dimension, an abstract but yet fun sort of dexterity, mind-bending puzzle game, right? So number 38 on this list is another Acabar game called Acabar. In this game, it will see you get one of those little puffer things, you know, like the little things where you'll see it in the B-roll shit, but you'll be using this little puffer thing to move a magic carpet around a board. You'll be trying to direct your magic carpet towards some marketplaces. You'll be trying to do this quickly because one of the other players will be rolling 2 dice, and if they match 2 colours, they will shout something like stop, and you'll have to stop. So what you'll be trying to go to these markets, flip over tiles, and try and get different types of produce. The first person to collect all the different types of goods will be the winner. This game is a bit of an oddity. It's quite rare as well. I haven't seen this around for a long time. My kids do like messing about with the little puffy thing. They like seeing how far they can get their magic carpets to go without them falling over, because if you fall over, you are done. It's another wonderful Acabar game. They do make some fantastic dexterity style games, so yeah, we quite enjoy this. Oldie but goldie. So number 37 on this list is a game that we initially didn't really like, mainly because it's very difficult to control. It's Mars Open Tabletop Golf, right? You'll set up a course and you'll use the box as the hole, and you'll be flicking like this little paper dart type thing over obstacles, and you'll be trying to get it into the main hole in the least amount of shots. We've recently gone back to this and we've sort of halfway figured out how to make the paper dart type thing move in the air and to curl it around, and that, whilst it's not the greatest dexterity game on the planet, it's unique. There's not really many golf games out there, not many golf games that you can actually play on your table, right? So if you haven't seen it and you do like dexterity games, maybe you should check this one out, you know what I mean? Number 36 on this list is a football game that doesn't have any footballs in it, well, sort of does. It's called Fubi, right? This game is basically just a plank of chipboard with some felt on it, and you'll have an elastic band that goes around the perimeter and some pegs stuck into the board. You'll use a little plastic paddle and you will be knocking around a ball bearing, trying to pretend that you're the PSV Eindhoven Ronaldo and not the fatty Ronaldo from the 2002 World Cup. Can't remember, but yeah, very, very simple game. This is one that I drag out during football tournaments. My kids request. They like pretending that they are Venezuela versus Peru. If you really had to, you could probably just make this yourself. Go down B&Q and buy the bits. And yeah, Fubi's a really enjoyable game. Very, very simple, very quick, and yeah, there you go. So the next game on this list is a game that probably has the strangest name of any board game anywhere in the universe, right? It's called Capitan Whack pudding. In this game, you'll be pushing a little boat around, depending on what version you got. There's a board or just some cards that's stuck out on the table. You'll be pushing this little boat around, be going off to different islands, picking up produce, and then dropping it off at other islands, right? All the time you'll be stacking these wooden tokens up on the boat, and as you get more goods, you'll further amplify the risk of the goods falling over, in which case your turn will be over, right? This is a very strange game. It's a very interesting, novel idea, and it works really well. So there's a more expensive version which has got a board, like we said, and there's the cheaper version which just lets you use the table. I'd recommend the board version. I think it's one of those boards with like a dip in the center, you know, that you fold it up, so that's a bit of a bummer. But yeah, Capitan Whack pudding, aside from having the weirdest name, probably the best name of any board game, it's also quite a novel laugh. So the next game on this list is a game that sees you flicking balls over a cat's head. It's a game of cat and mouth. What you'll do, you'll have this cat's paw on a magnetic base, and you'll be putting balls into the cat's paw, trying to flick it through the different holes in the big cat's head, right? I know it sounds a bit weird. That's because it is. If you've ever taken LSD, you will know exactly what it's like to play this game, right? Basically, you'll just be trying to empty all the balls out of your side, and also try and knock the black ball out and some of the white balls out of the cat's head. This is a game that I think, was it made by the people who done Exploding Kittens? Can't remember. It's a novel take on that Le Pass trap type thing, you know, where you've got the elastic at the end of the board and you've got a hole in this bar and you've got to flick the discs through the hole. It's a bit like that. The only downer about this is the cardboard box is the actual board, and it does get a little bit worn if you go a bit mental with it, yeah, which we have done. But yeah, a game of cat and mouth. It's a decent flicking game that is pretty cheap. It looks nice, and yeah, it's highly recommended. Number 33 on this list is a game that replaced a game that went out of print. It's Ferro or Gulo, if you want to talk about the original version. Basically what you'll be doing, you've got to move your character around the board. When you get to a certain point, you've got to reach into this bowl with all these different size beads and take the beads out without the pin falling onto the board, right? It's that simple. The reason I like this game is because I have got these big old fingers, yeah. I struggle to get the balls out of the tub, whereas my kids have got these little tiny little spindly fingers and they can just reach in and take the balls out whenever they feel like it, right? So the odds are stacked in their favour, which I really like. Aside from that, it's a really enjoyable game. So Ferro, or if you can find it, the rarer Gulo, which is like a stripped down version, is yeah, again, it's quite a novel dexterity game, and we really enjoy it. So number 32 on this list is a game that basically just uses dice. It's a game called Strike. In Strike, you'll place this arena in the center of the table. Everybody will get a certain amount of dice, and you'll be throwing the dice into the arena, and if you get more than one of a number, you will take those dice out, and then the next person will have their go. The thing is, the ones are actually crosses, and if you throw a cross, you will have to take it out of the game permanently. It's a case of last person standing. If you are faced with the prospect of an empty arena, then you've got to throw all your dice in and hope that you get some pairs or triplets or whatever. This is one of the simplest dice chucking games, dexterity games, that you can get. Everybody I played it with really enjoys this one for its simplicity, and yeah, you don't actually need to buy this. I'm sorry, designer, but you don't. All you got to do is get a shoebox and some dice, and away you go. So yeah, Strike is a fantastic idea, and yeah, go in the loft, get a shoebox, off you trot. Number 31 on this list is a game called Flip Ships. This tries to replicate the idea of Space Invaders on your table. Basically, you're going to have rows and rows of alien invaders, and then you're going to use the edge of the table to flick a disc up into the air and try and simulate destroying these alien threats. This one is quite tricky to control. You do need to spend a bit of time trying to get used to flicking the disc off the end of the table, but once you've sort of mastered it, then it's one of them games that you can get better at, right? Again, this is a very novel dexterity game. There's quite a few of these dexterity games that utilize different mechanics and different ways to flick stuff or whatever, and Flip Ships in that respect is quite an original idea. So yeah, if you like Space Invaders, if you're a child of the 70s, and if you're not dead yet, then maybe Flip Ships might bring back some nice memories just maybe. That's another 10 of our top 50 dexterity games of all time. Just remember, if your favourite dexterity game ain't on this list, then A, we ain't played it, or B, we think it's shit. That's the next instalment of this video. Remember, if you're new here, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and all that bollocks, and we'll see you in the next video.